This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal, and today is Wednesday, March 4th, 2020. The title of this rant is, Without U.S. Leadership, the Middle East spirals towards another unending war. So the hot mess in the Middle East continues. Just recently, Syria, which is trying to basically eradicate, slaughter the last anti-Syrian rebellion area in Syria, which now has about 3 million people. About 1.5 million are refugees from other areas of Syria. About 1 million of them are trying to flee the country. They are in very dangerous conditions. There is a lack of food. There's a lack of shelter. There are freezing conditions. The majority of them are women and children. They are innocent in all of this. But right now, Turkey basically is preventing them from crossing the border into Turkey. Why is Turkey doing this? Turkey has about 4 million refugees who they can't wait to get rid of. They want to open up their borders so that those refugees can flee to Greece and to Bulgaria, mostly. They have shut their borders. Apparently there's been violence at those borders. And it's not good. But because of that, Turkey is defending the area that they have in Syria, as Syria is trying to eradicate the last stronghold. And there have been clashes between the two in the last week or two. Deaths on both sides, planes shot down on Turkey has shot down some Syrian planes. And the thing is, we do not want this to spiral into anything else, to increase and spiral out of control. There is no U.S. leadership in here. Because remember, Syria is backed by Russia. They're backed by Iran. Saudi Arabia has some stuff going on in there at the same time. Russia is trying to stay a little bit neutral in all of this because they have some anti-defense missile systems that they're trying to sell or have sold to Turkey. Turkey is trying to play both ends of the game here because, number one, at the same time that they're in Syria, they're still trying to eradicate the Kurds on their part. As the Kurds are in Syria, Turkey, Iran, and Iraq, the northern areas of Syria, Iran and Iraq, the southern areas of Turkey, and they want to bully the U.S. to help them with their refugee problem. Also with NATO, they're trying to make a firm stand here in Syria. So where is this going to lead to? Where is the humanitarian aid? Where is the leadership on the U.S. part to help do this? Because it is crying out for U.S. leadership. And let's just say this. We have an election coming up. This president and his allies, quote unquote sycophants, will be trying to dominate the news cycle with basically what they do best, which is fear and racism, while the Middle East is possibly heading out of control for additional humanitarian aid, possibly an additional war skirmishes that are going on in there. Syria has been rocked by a civil war for about 9 years. It could blow up into something much, much worse. Turkey would love to get their Ottoman Empire back. They don't mind taking any area from Syria. The refugee problem is all over the place. Just remember also Iran, Saudi Arabia, they've taken a nominal amount of Syrians in there as refugees, hardly any at all. Iraq, the same thing. Iraq can't do much anyway. Jordan has taken a tremendous amount. Turkey has taken a tremendous amount. Lebanon has taken a tremendous amount. There's not much more room for them to go but into Europe. Europe has been saturated with this for the last 7 or 8 years. So this, again, cries out for U.S. leadership. There is absolutely nothing that this administration can or is willing to do to try and calm this down, get the humanitarian relief in, stop the fighting, quell this, try and find some type of search for some type of answers. Let's just hope that it doesn't get any worse than it is. But remember, we have 1 million people, mostly women and children, in wretched living conditions, squalid living conditions. We're not going to hear about how many of them have died. And how many might even be dying, let's just say, that are refugees in Turkey? But a lot of them are. And this, again, cries out for U.S. leadership.